Hi everyone, so it's the National Eating Disorders Awareness Week. It started as of yesterday and it's going to be highlighted online quite drastically over the next week. I felt it's an important subject to talk about as someone who's been in the fitness game for 15 years now, working with thousands of people of all genres, ages, lifestyle choices, nutritional requirements, nutritional needs. I've seen it all. I've seen a lot of people over the years who crash diet, jump on yo-yo diets and crash and burn, and quite often start at a weight, crash diet, and then actually bounce up to a higher weight than their original starting weight due to poor nutrition and not taking a long-term approach. The problem is with the fitness industry today, a lot of people are glued to social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Now, obviously, it's a very popular marketing mechanism. I use it myself all the time, and times have changed. So I've had to come to accept that that's a new form of marketing that draws a lot of people's attention. Thus, I upsell various products and services as a result. So as a responsible fitness individual who works with the general public, I feel it's very important to highlight the fact that if you are looking at fitness professionals' videos, footage, photos, if you are looking at professional athletes who train in excess of 2 to 3 hours a day plus, you need to be aware that the nutritional needs are actually far greater than most people would expect. So I see a lot of starvation diets. I see a lot of people who do extremities to look great for their beach body, which are usually short-lived. And obviously with doing the competing, as a lot of people have seen already the last few months, I've dropped in excess of 2 stone. Now, I bulked up to 16 stone 2 deliberately because I wanted to pack on some more muscle, so I compromised putting body fat on to stack on more muscle. It's a bit of a passing joke by my brother and my cousin that they actually always say, if my abs are showing, I'm not bulking hard enough. So I've gone as a fitness professional to the extremes of putting a lot of body fat on, putting a lot of size on, and I've also gone to the extreme of losing a lot of body fat myself. And from personal experience, when I first started competing, the rebound effects had quite a negative impact on me emotionally, because you want to sustain the ripped look all year round, but it's not that realistic for most. And with the work commitments that I've got, and with the general ambitions that I've got, trying to stay absolutely shredded all year round is, for me personally, not that realistic. So the issue I'm seeing more and more so through health and fitness is the confusion. There's more and more confusion for the fitness professionals now, as much as the general public. So a lot of people who are getting into fitness, who are suddenly becoming personal trainers for the first time, have simple ideas and plans in mind to pretty much present to all. But obviously every individual's nutritional needs are different. So if it's a sports individual who does strength conditioning, may it be a man who is doing a lot of hard work as a manual job, but also physically training hard as well, his nutritional needs are going to be far greater than a female who is smaller, shorter, who does less activity, who's sedentary all day long. So being realistic with clients' needs and expectations is critical. Now, unfortunately, with the whole glamorous fitness elements, I do see the extremities each and every day online, and also in my shop, through clients I speak to, online clients, the extremities of starvation. So some people go to the extremes of not eating at all, to binging on the wrong types of foods. And without people realizing it, by eating junk food regularly, you're actually malnourished in many cases. Unfortunately, conditions such as bulimia, anorexia, and other extreme conditions are becoming more and more apparent as well. I did a post last night about the way things are evolving with women in society, and this isn't from Gav's just Gav's personal experiences. These are from research papers that I've seen conducted by certain universities, and that because there's this whole world of perfection displayed online, a lot of people are trying to hold on to that image 24/7. So it's creating a very high level of peer pressure. A lot of people are trying to look as perfect in person as they do online. I mean, as you can see, I've got a few wrinkles here, and I've just jumped out of the shower, so I'm a bit red-faced and my ears a bit red. And this is me in my true light, so there's no filters here, and I look a bit tired as well because I've been training hard, and I've been working since the early hours. 14 hours on, I'm still working doing this video. But you see, transparency is key to help other people understand that my life isn't picture perfect each and every day. And unfortunately, again, this is becoming more and more an issue, especially with younger people, because at my age, at 32, forgot my age for a moment then, I grew up in a time where we didn't have social media and the internet, so the only sort of marketing that we saw was magazines and the occasional papers or the odd advert on TV, whereas now body perfection is constantly being thrown at us each and every day. And as a physique competitor, yes, it's great to inspire people, but I feel I've got a level of responsibility working in the fitness industry to be as transparent as possible. And if you're watching this, if you feel high levels of anxiety, insecurity, low confidence, and you're always comparing yourself to other people online, you really need to try and come off the likes of social media for a bit and just focus more on yourself. Do some self-healings, do some self-development. If you're see extremities, that it's actually having a detrimental effect on your lifestyle. You're not eating well. You've lost a drastic amount of weight as a result of poor nutrition. Just go and seek some help. There's no shame in it. Years ago, personally, when I lost a family member, I had help, and it really did help me, and it's something that I'm not ashamed to openly share with people. And in terms of the way social media is having a damaging effect on most people, I've worked with school kids, and I've worked within schools, and I've recognised that there are trends, and there's correlation trends with mental health and obesity and these eating disorders. So I've seen all walks of life. I've seen those who are in need of more nutrition, and I've seen those who are in need of being a bit more restrictive with what they eat, but better still, eating better quality foods. But the underlying reason for a lot of eating disorders isn't necessarily the foods that they're eating. It's a mindset game. It's a mindset issue for a lot of people. If you've gone from extremities where you've lost a lot of weight, and you always look at the mirror and you look at yourself as the individual who was overweight, then naturally it's going to be very hard for you to put all that weight back on. So in many cases, some people are forever in a starvation mode, never really feeding their body and fueling their body correctly. And personally, it's quite funny seeing the reaction of a lot of people, because I was 16 stone 2 when I first started cutting down for my show. I'm now just under 14 stone. So for me now, it's just all about reducing body fat and trying to look as great as possible. But Yes, I'm competing in Los Angeles, and yes, I'm going to the extremities of cutting, but my nutritional needs are being met, and I'm just trying to make people aware that the extremities with the training that I undertake is not that realistic to keep it all year round. After this competition, I'll need a bit of a break just to let my body recover a bit, and I'll probably rebound up by about 5 to 8 pounds immediately after the show, just in water and by basically feeding myself. So take it from me, someone who works heavily in the fitness industry, who does compete, who goes to all sorts of extreme methods to look great. The reality is I look great for probably 6 weeks out of 52 at my perfect level, and being transparent is key. So if you have got an eating disorder, my best 3 tips are perhaps come off social media and focus on yourself, read some books and focus on some personal development. Secondly, never feel ashamed to speak to an expert or somebody who works with counselling. And third, try not to compare yourself too much. Try to work on being a better version of yourself. I'm Gavin, thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps, and if it helps one person, then I'm happy. Have a great day.